There you are, dear one. You kept me waiting a bit. Naughty thing. Oh dear, are you still getting lost around the mansion? I suppose that's to be expected. Don't worry, one day you'll know it so well you could find your way with your eyes closed. There's no rush. You have your whole life to grow accustomed. You're wondering why I called you here. Oh dear. Did Frederick forget to tell you? I suppose he's getting on his age. He's been with me a very long time. It's a shame you mortals start to deteriorate that way. Well, I wanted to have a private dinner with you. I try to do this somewhat frequently with each of my dear ones. At least when I have the time. Sit next to me. We have a lovely arrangement tonight. Roast beef, a spinach salad, and an assortment of dried fruits. I'm told they're all quite delicious. Of course I won't be eating, darling. I can only consume blood. It does awful things to me if I try to eat anything else. You'll be the only one eating, but we can talk while you do. Tell me, do you know why I selected this menu for tonight? Well, that's a good guess, but that's not it. Actually, all these foods help replenish lost blood. I told you before how delicious your blood is. I'm considering making a snack of you every so often, and I'm having you eat a lot of iron-rich foods to make up for it. But it's going to be very, very important that you let me know if you ever start feeling dizzy or lightheaded. The last thing I want to do is put you in harm's way. If I ever did anything that caused you to be hurt, I don't know what I'd do with myself. Mortals like yourself all grow old and die eventually, but I don't want you to suffer. Not you or anyone else in my care. It's nothing. Please eat. I want you to enjoy this evening. Is it all to your tastes? I can have the kitchen bring something else if you'd like. Good. I'm glad you like it. Though I enjoy my work, my true passion is doting on my dear ones. Your smiling faces mean the world to me. Worried? My dear, if I look worried to you, then I'm afraid it's just your imagination. Let's talk no more of it. Just keep enjoying your meal. Actually, perhaps I should enjoy a meal of my own. I know it's not your turn again yet, but perhaps just a little snack. Show me your neck, dear. Exquisite, as always. It's been centuries since I've had anything but blood, but it somehow makes me think of a perfectly aged red wine. Are you feeling alright? Do you suppose I could just have one more taste? Always so eager to please. Thank you, dear. Honestly, I want more, but that will have to do for now. I'll spoil my own dinner if I take any more. Even more frightening is the thought of spoiling you. Do forgive me, dear one. I really should exercise more self-control, but even an ancient being like me suffers from moments of weakness. That's very sweet of you to say so, but I'm far from perfect. Sometimes I think my dear ones deserve a better caretaker than me. No, I'm fine. I'm sorry for spoiling an otherwise lovely evening with such glum thoughts. Please, my dear, I said I don't want to talk about it. It's my duty to take care of you and keep you happy, and the last thing you need is to be caught up in my own personal issues. Dear one, up until this point, I haven't ever needed to chastise you. You've been wonderfully thoughtful and obedient for me. I would hate for you to ruin that streak tonight. Well, if it's that important to you, perhaps I will relent this once, in recognition of your good behavior. Do you remember that meeting I had you attend? The one right after your first real feeding? Well, that client I met with has taken some issue with my work. It's very frustrating because things only went bad because he deviated from the plan. I'm sure that everything would have gone smoothly had he simply done his assigned part. Well, you see, he was supposed to capture the royal family and nobles alive. When they saw that the commoners were no longer loyal, the king would have abdicated the throne and accepted banishment to save himself and his family, and the nobles would have supported my client as the new king to stay in his good graces. If any royalty or nobles escaped, it would make no difference. But that brutish oaf decided to execute them all instead. He paid off some of the guards to find and kill every royal and noble they could find. The problem is, a prince escaped. Had he done this bloodlessly, there would be no issue. After the king abdicated, the prince would have no claim to anything. But trying to kill everyone else who had claim to the throne only works if you kill absolutely everyone. He's taking the crown, but the commoners are split on whether his claim is legitimate. And now he has the gall to blame me for his bumbling incompetence. It's always a risk, of course, but disgruntled customers usually fall into two categories. Either they completely failed and thus don't have the power to threaten me, or they succeeded and can only begrudge minor details. This partial victory of his leaves me with a powerful enemy. Oh, you silly thing, of course it had nothing to do with you. No, you played your part perfectly during the meeting, but that is part of why I am so worried. Though he's powerful, his divided subjects leave him with limited resources. I'm sure that he can't afford to hire a vampire hunter, certainly not the one willing to enter a city filled with one of the most powerful vampires in the world, but he knows that I care for you, and by using you as a statement, I may have made you a target. I really don't want you to worry. You are quite safe here, truly. The city is guarded, and my estate itself is guarded, and yet I just can't help but worry myself. What if he hires someone to hurt you, or kidnap you, and they get lucky? If my actions led to that, I couldn't forgive myself. Thank you. You're right. There's little reason to worry about something that likely won't happen. I have the best security money can buy, and I myself am more than capable of protecting you. Although I say that, it's not that easy to put worries at rest. Perhaps you would be willing to stay in my presence for a few days. It would ease my mind so. Wonderful. It will be much easier on me to have you here, where I can see you. There is no force in the world that could bring you harm so long as I'm here to safeguard you. Dearest, I want to thank you for insisting that I share with you. I'm sorry for being short with you before. I'm so much more powerful and experienced than all of my dear ones that perhaps I don't trust you as I should. Mortals can show surprising strength and insight at times, and it means so much to me that you care about my well-being, just as I care about yours. Lean a bit closer, will you? I wish to kiss your cheek. That will have to do for a reward for now, but I'll find some way to better demonstrate my appreciation at another time. My dear ones all serve me faithfully, but few have shown the sort of initiative you have. I expect great things from you, my sweet. Now, I think your dinner is getting cold. Please continue. We still need to make sure you can keep up your strength. I hope that... Oh, one moment. Enter. Joanne? What is it? What? All right. I'm sorry, dear. Something has come up that needs my attention. You'll have to finish your dinner without me. I'll come see you again as soon as I can. Enjoy the rest of your evening, dear. An attack? Did he give a hint as to when? No, never mind. We'll continue this conversation in my study.